Hey Eric, I just figured I'd make a quick video to tell you about some of the different ways I choke my grippers. I have my number 4 Captains of Crush here. It's a 1/2 inch hose clamp. What I did is I wrapped some tape around the top of the handles. You can see it right there. That protects the knurling, and it also keeps the hose clamp from sliding up after you've gripped it, right? Also, when I put the hose clamp on, I try to bend it to where, as I'm slipping it over here, well, usually I might put, the number 4, I put it in a vise and did it. And to save the knurling at the bottom, I put 2 pieces of wood on it and tightened it up. And put this over, and then I made sure to put the, well, you won't have to worry about that with a 2.5. It's not, this number 4 has broken the hose clamp. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But it, you put the hose clamp further away around up here, okay, and as you tighten it on this handle, and as you tighten it, it won't get stuck on here, so because the thread is what moves along these little ridges here, and if the thread's on here, then it'll just get screwed up. But with your 2.5, this washer here, it's 1 5/8 inch across. Yeah, it's perfect for a number 2 Captains of Crush or a 2.5. What you do is just squeeze it, and it won't fit over my number 4, or my number 3 for that matter. And you just squeeze it, and the ring will drop down, and it'll hold the handles maybe a little bit wider than that, maybe about 3/4 inch wide. And you should be, from where I've observed where you're at right now, you should be able to close the 2, if not the 2.5, at that distance, and that'll give you some really strong finishing power. And when you do have it choked, the way you're going to close it even better, or make more powerful closes, is, the handle is normally here, because for the full range of motion, after you've set it here and all that. But with a choke gripper, you can move it up higher in the hand. And see, now, while I could never close a number 4, well, not yet, credit card set, I can close a number 4 when it's choked, even though I get the same pressure. I think I might have not have got it. Anyway, I can close it at 1/2 inch. But you see, that's the advantage you get with a choker. You get that full pressure to condition your hand, and it will also develop, the muscles, the neuromotor muscles. It'll develop them, so you'll have explosive, fast to grip, right? Fast twitch muscles is what it's going to develop. So, choker works help with that. It helps you pass through the next barrier. Like when I was on the forum in March, my first time, I was only able to close a 2, just, maybe a little bit ahead of what you are right now. But I've been doing it for 3 years, and you're going to be, improving much faster because you have the knowledge to begin with. So anyway, put the ring on the top if you want, and the washer. And then what you can do is, with a negative, you can squeeze it closed, and then you can take it off and then have it open your hand. And this makes it really easy, with a choker, make it work. I'm not editing this tape, I'm just kind of going on the fly. So anyway, and don't be worried about this ring here damaging your spring. It won't. The GR8 springs are just amazing. If you can look up close, you can see these little notches in here. That is 410 steel, and there is not even a mark on my 2.5 when I did have it. It will not injure it at all. These are really space age material springs. They're really high quality that you get at Iron Mine. So if you want to do a negative, you can do that, or you can just rep it out with a 2 or a 2.5, and then you might want to move on to progressive choker work, which is very simple as I have the hose clamp on here. Now I'm currently only able to do about a 1/2 inch right there. That's actually, yeah, it is a 1/2 inch. I will slowly take a screwdriver and start slowly turning this, back at the end of every workout, trying to make a goal for myself the next time. And initially, it's going to be, the progress is going to be very slow. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to feel like, I mean, just a millimeter is all you can do because you're at the hardest part of the spring. But later on, you're going to be improving by leaps and bounds, like a full rotation of the screw, full 360 degrees, two rotations, and then you get the point when you're about 1.5 inches, and about 30 millimeters. Timu from Finland says if he can get it to 30 millimeters in a choker, he can deep set it outside and close it, and that's held true for every one of his grippers except one, I think. But yeah, choker work is great because it allows you to micro load, but that's what Timu says too. And although he doesn't advocate, like me, choking a really hard challenge gripper below 1 inch, I do. And I mean, I started this thing, it was like 1/4 inch, and I put it down for a little while, and the 3.5 was the same distance, like the exact same as the number 4. You'd think that it would be easier, but it started at the same, and all of a sudden, working with it, the number 3.5 took off. And I put the number 4 down because it's injured my hand here a little bit, but I'm probably just talking your ear off. I'm going to shut this video off. But anyway, that's just some pointers on some choker work. But I can tell you a lot about training, but I can't tell you what's exactly right for you, Eric. You're going to have to experiment with several things and find out what you like and what works for you, I try to break everything that I do down, and like for my set, oh, my thumb's weak here, it needs to get bigger, to hold the wall better so I can set better, so I get a better leverage. Uh-oh, my pinky and ring kind of weak, maybe I should work some end tugs, maybe I should work, choke a gripper upside down and work that, just focus work on that. The farmer's drag, like Ben Edwards told me about with the Olympic loading pin of the Olympic bar, just dragging that along the floor to kind of develop my open hand. That's, you can see the difference in my hand. This is kind of flat, and this is, it sticks up kind of like a baby's butt right there. Anyway, other things you might think about improving, or I think about improving my game, or like I think about, okay, this action here when I'm setting my shoulder. So I've been actually going to the gym lately and doing, incline presses with the dumbbells, and of course the chest and the flies, heavy flies for just a short distance. I'm moving from about there, a foot apart. I move them about maybe 9-10 inches there, and then back with like, really heavy dumbbells, like 65, I think. Well, heavy for me anyway, 65. Just a very short distance. That helps when I'm setting it. Right here is the transfer. Just find out what muscles you're using and what's holding you back, in any aspect of your game. Is it the finish? Okay, good. Choker work. Is it the open set? The sweep. Is the credit card set distance hard for you? Practice your set training. Practice that range with a lighter gripper until you can get it. You're quite strong at that. You didn't put a credit card in it with that number 1 or the 1.5, but I'm quite sure that you could do it as wide as that is. And you're probably a little bit wider than that, actually, which is really good. You might practice TNS work if you want, actually setting the gripper with one hand, not actually using your offhand to set it with the number 1 and closing it. That'd be really good to help your open set. Your mid sweep, the parallel, set the gripper to about parallel. You've probably seen numerous videos on that, and close it from that distance. So like with me, I break everything down, like I said, the open, the mid sweep, and the finish, and then I'm working on the set, and then conditioning, and I just find little things in my game to tweak just a little bit. Like Eric Millfield, when he told me about bending my nail. Let's see if I have it around here. Oh, it's in the garage. I don't want to get it. Probably would be effective to show you, but when I'm bending the nail, right, and I put my hands together, and have you ever seen the double overhand crush with this? I know it's not gripper related, but he was showing me about how you're not just pushing it here, you're taking your fingers here and you're pulling. It doesn't help so much, but it's just something to tweak your game, It just pulls your hands together with the fingers. You just find little things that tweak your game up with grippers in your training, and that's really going to makes the difference between magnificent and mediocre, It's just little things that tweak your game up. And I'm finding stuff like that every day. Like I'll give an example, but God, I'm talking way too long. Okay, I'm shutting this video off now. I hope that helps right now. All right. Bye.